Thank you, Pablo. Thank you very much. Good morning, everybody. We are running a bit late, so I will try to go fast. But many things have been said already by my colleagues. Deploying mmWave is really to do the best with 5G. As we have seen, it's very complementary to sub-6. So it's additional power. I would say imagine like it's a superhero with 5G is a superhero, and we are adding more superpowers with 5G mmWave to what the superhero already has. So that would be the best definition of 5G mmWave. It has already other superpowers with a sub-6. So what is interesting, my colleagues have presented several times the view of the world. I'm looking at it very interestingly, is that it started first in US and Japan. The first, I would say, big major deployments of mmWave have happened in the US and in Japan. But now, if you look at the rest of the world, there is a third phase, number 3 phase of global mmWave commercialization. And it's coming with the 26 gigahertz markets. And you remember all my colleagues mentioned 26 gigahertz is the frequency that is going to be used in China. Is also the same frequency as being used in Australia, in Europe, Latin America, Southeast Asia, and India. What does it mean? It means in terms of scale, when those countries, it's starting with Australia at the moment, and when those countries embrace mmWave, then we are using the same band combination. It means for the whole ecosystem, whether it is the infrastructure vendors, or whether it is the device vendors, they can do one device, for example, for all the 26 gigahertz markets that you see. US and Japan, they have a little bit different bands, so it's different band combination. It takes a bit more time. But here we have a huge market that will benefit from 26 gigahertz market and from the applications we have seen. We all agree. It is amazing today. We have a consensus on all the players. Imagine a lot of people were saying 5G mmWave will be used only for one topic, the topic of fixed wireless access. Or maybe some people were saying maybe 5G mmWave will be used only for 2B scenario, for industrial IoT and industrial indoor enterprise. What we have listened this morning is really that 5G mmWave is embracing, is complementing sub-6 in all the 3 types of major use cases. The types of fixed wireless access on the left, with a lot of power for the homes. Just to give you one data point, in India, fixed wireless access, some Indian operators have said it will connect 100 million homes. 100 million homes will be using fixed wireless access with mmWave and sub-6 in order to connect to offer broadband. I don't spend too much time on it because in China you have excellent fiber deployment, so fixed wireless access maybe will not be the most useful cases. Of course, on enterprise, we have talked a lot about it, so I want to spend a bit more time on the middle one, on the indoor-outdoor venues and the transportation hubs and the stadium. First, before I go to this, I would say, other use cases, I want to give a bit of flavor on, as Qualcomm, we are device manufacturers. We take care very much about the large ecosystem that can be fostered. And I'm very happy, gentlemen from Huawei mentioned that we have also competitors, which is very, very good, very healthy for the deployment of a big technology, big frequency band like mmWave, to have not only one device manufacturer, but several device chipset manufacturers. What is important here is not the number of devices, is the number of vendors. More than 65 vendors around the world are betting, they are putting money, they are investing into building different devices. And look at those devices. Those devices can be, of course, smartphones, but also mmWave is present in some connected PCs. So imagine the number of use cases you can have if in a conference like this type of conference, someone mentioned during the panel session, in a conference like this one, I can work, usually the Wi-Fi is not very good because there are so many people using it at the same time. So with my PC equipped with 5G sub-6 and 5G mmWave is another way to work efficiently. But also hotspots, mobile hotspots for SMEs, for example, CPEs for fixed wireless access, and modules for a lot of industrial applications such as cameras, robots, AGVs, etc. I want to come back on one thing now from a 2C adoption. 2C adoption can be seen as very important in some markets because the survey that Paul mentioned at the beginning that we have done in 9 countries, including China and 8 other countries in Europe and Asia and the US. When we asked to the consumer what is their big problem, there was a long list of pain points that we offered to these people, and they answered 3 in the top 5 are related to crowds. So you can see crowds, download in the crowds, upload in the crowds are the pain points that are currently, they don't have a problem in many parts of the city, in many parts of China or France or Europe, but they have a problem, our consumers, in some of the crowded area. And many of them are ready to pay a bit extra, as Paul was showing in his slide. Depending on the country, they are all ready to pay a little bit to increase their experience for the mobile when they are into a crowded area. So my logic here is that everybody is thinking about mmWave with 1.9 gigabps, 2 gigabps, but this is in the non-congested area. When you look at the non-congested area, actually sub-6 is very good. Sub-6 is okay. Everybody is happy with the experience that we are having with 5G in China, in Europe, everywhere. But in congested area, mid-band is not so good. So this is to have the same quality of experience, you need to move to mmWave in the congested area. So what we have described with my colleagues before is that 5G mmWave goes very hand in hand with 5G sub-6 to offer the best possible quality of experience wherever the consumer is located, especially in stadiums, train stations, shopping malls, and now outdoor hot zone. So indeed, a lot of people are using the word hotspot. I don't like the word hotspot because hotspot is like a Wi-Fi hotspot, very short, like a 10 meters range. What I like is to use the word hot zone because indeed, as a colleague from Huawei mentioned, the surface, the range of in a dense urban area is several hundred meters. And in the rural area, it's several kilometers of range. So mmWave will cover hot zones where your customers, your subscribers can enjoy a higher quality of experience in the crowded area. Also, I wanted to finish I would say the tour of the world by giving you a few examples from Europe. Why Europe is because I think it's similar to China. At the moment, there are a lot of demos and showcases and trials in Europe on mmWave in the same way as what you are doing with the 3 operators are doing in China. We are testing a lot of B2C, 2B2C cases or others that I will describe now. So this is interesting for you to look at Europe. When we were at Mobile World Congress Barcelona, which is the bottom right part, we have used a live commercial network from Telefonica, and we have used mmWave during the whole duration of the show of the Mobile World Congress Barcelona during the 4 days. The antenna was around 150 meters from the Qualcomm booth and 100 meters from Telefonica booth. We were covering the whole area. And that was very promising for Telefonica, and they are now looking at how they want to commercialize. But let's look at some 2B examples also. So 2B examples are being tested in the smart city, like in Finland, or in France with French railways. They are looking at how they can do the maintenance of the train using mmWave. So these are super large high-speed trains, like the maglev in Shanghai Pudong. They are testing how to do the maintenance, or to do with augmented reality glasses, how to check the ticketing machine, etc. So this is one example. Another example is for the professional camera people. I think Mr. Wei mentioned that there is a need for uplink for professional users. So together with network slicing, you can have a slice dedicated for the consumer, and you can have a slice dedicated for the professional video camera, equipped with mmWave on a kind of smartphone-like type of module, extra module on their professional camera. Then they are testing, in the future Olympics in Paris, they are testing the cycling ground. And finally, even in the agriculture in the UK, we are testing how to put the exact video recognition of the plant in order to know if they need enough water or fertilizer or, killing the seeds. So this is important. They need very accurate, high-definition 8K video to identify what the plant is needed with the drone, and then they put exactly the amount of water or fertilizer. So these are a few examples that are happening around the world. Today I looked at Europe as an example because I think it is very similar. They have not adopted mmWave fully, but they are going to do it very, very soon. So in summary, there is a mature ecosystem for mmWave around the world. It's commercial in all parts of the world. We have seen that with all my colleagues that there is a mature device, but also infrastructure ecosystem. The subscribers, they want it because they are suffering from it in crowded location. And when you supplement sub-6 with hot zones of mmWave, so remember, 5G mmWave is for hot zones, not just for the hotspots. You are adding a superpower to 5G, and for sure there will be 2C and 2B more to come in the coming year. I want to finish by showing you a very short video, 40 seconds video of augmented reality showcase that Telecom Italia, they did in Italy for a rock concert, and they were doing, Xiaomi phone, they were doing Sony phone, they were doing already 3 types of smartphones with augmented reality on the smartphones, not yet with the AR glasses, but augmented reality glasses. I think you can launch the video now.